Life is tough, isn't it? Let's be honest. Nobody wakes up every morning with sunshine in their chest and fire in their veins. Some days it feels heavy. Some days you want to stay down. You've been through storms, heartbreak, failures, rejection, disappointment, and sometimes the weight of it makes you want to just stop trying. But let me tell you something real. That pain you feel right now, that burn in your chest, that ache in your soul, it's not there to destroy you. It's there to test you, to shape you, to mold you into something stronger than you've ever been before. Pain is the tax you pay for greatness. And if you want to see how far you can really go, you've got to learn how to push through it. Listen, if you want something real in life, something worth holding on to, you've got to understand this truth. Pain is part of the process. I know, nobody likes to hear that. We all want success without the struggle. We want the victory without the battle. We want the reward without the sacrifice. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't hand out trophies for showing up. It tests you, it challenges you, it pushes you to your limits. And in that test, pain shows up. But here's the beauty. Pain is not there to destroy you. Pain is there to shape you. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest teacher, your trainer, the thing that wakes you up and shows you how badly you really want it. Think about it. When you hit the gym, what makes your muscles grow? Resistance, strain, the burn. Without the pain of the workout, there is no growth. Without that ache in your body, your strength never increases. And life works the same way. Every challenge, every setback, every heartbreak, that's resistance training for your soul. Pain tells you this is where the growth is. Pain whispers this is the spot where you level up. And if you can keep pushing when it hurts, you'll come out stronger, sharper, wiser than you ever imagined. Let me make it real for you. Remember the last time you failed at something? Maybe you tried a business and it didn't work. Maybe you put your heart into a relationship and it broke. Maybe you gave your best to a dream and it felt like the world just slapped you back down. It hurt, right? That pain felt heavy, maybe even unbearable. But tell me this, didn't it teach you something? Didn't it give you a lesson you couldn't have learned any other way? That pain built something inside you. It made you tougher. It gave you wisdom. It carved strength into your character. That's why pain is part of the process. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Success is painful. Growth is uncomfortable. Change hurts. And if you're feeling the pain right now, that's not proof that you're failing. That's proof that you're on the right path. You're in the process. You're in the fire where champions are made. See, pain strips away the lies. Pain exposes who you really are. When life knocks you down, it asks, do you still want this? Do you still believe in yourself? Are you willing to pay the price? And if your answer is yes, if you keep moving forward even when it hurts, then you prove to yourself and to the world that you're built different. Think of the people you admire most. Athletes, leaders, innovators, survivors. None of them got there without pain. Behind every success story is a story of struggle, of nights they wanted to quit, of days they cried, of moments they thought it was over. But they didn't stop. They understood the pain was part of the process. And here's something even deeper. Pain makes victory sweeter. Imagine winning without the grind. Imagine success falling into your lap without effort. Would it feel the same? No, because what makes the win so powerful is the fight it took to get there. The sweat, the scars, the pain. That's what gives your success value. That's what makes your story inspiring. So don't run from pain. Don't curse it. Don't think it means you're losing. Instead, embrace it. Because the very thing you're cursing today might be the very thing that saves you tomorrow. The pain of discipline today saves you from the pain of regret tomorrow. The pain of sacrifice today brings the joy of success tomorrow. Remember this, pain is not permanent. It passes, it heals, it transforms. But the strength you gain from pushing through it, that stays with you forever. Every scar tells a story. Every struggle becomes strength. Every painful step forward is proof that you didn't quit. So if you're in the middle of it right now, if life feels heavy, if your heart feels tired, if your dreams feel far away, hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are being built. This pain you feel is not the end. It's the process. It's the grind that turns average people into warriors, into leaders, into champions. And one day, when you're standing on the other side, when you've made it through, you'll look back and realize the pain was the best part of the journey, because it proved to you that you are unstoppable. So the next time pain knocks at your door, don't hide, don't run. Open the door and say, "Come on in, I'm ready," because I know you're not here to destroy me. You're here to make me unstoppable. That's why pain is part of the process, because without it, there's no growth. Without it, there's no greatness. Without it, there's no you at your highest potential. All right, so now you know the truth. Pain is part of the process. But here comes the real question. How do you endure it? Because let's be honest, when the pain hits, it's not easy. It's not glamorous. It doesn't feel motivational. It feels heavy. It feels lonely. It makes you question everything. And this is where most people give up. Not because they aren't strong enough, not because they don't have talent, but because they don't know how to keep moving through the storm. So how do you endure? First, you got to change how you see pain. Don't look at it as punishment. Look at it as proof. Proof that you're in the game. Proof that you're growing. Proof that you're alive and chasing something bigger than comfort. Because let's face it, if it doesn't hurt at all, it's probably not worth it. You endure pain by reframing it. When you feel that sting, that weight, that ache, instead of saying, "Why me?" start saying, "Try me." Instead of crying, "This is too much," start declaring, "This is making me stronger." The pain doesn't magically disappear when you change your mindset, but it becomes fuel instead of poison. Second, remind yourself of the why. The reason you started, the dream that keeps you awake at night, the person you're doing it for. That why is bigger than the pain. That's your anchor. When your body says stop, your why says go. When your mind says quit, your why screams louder. The pain only feels unbearable when you forget the reason you're enduring it. But the moment you reconnect with your purpose, the pain becomes a stepping stone instead of a wall. Third, break it down. Sometimes we get overwhelmed because we're trying to carry the whole mountain at once. Listen, you don't climb a mountain in one step. You climb it 1 foot at a time. The same with pain. Don't focus on how far you have to go. Just focus on the next step. One more rep, one more page, one more day. Tell yourself, I don't need to conquer it all right now. I just need to make it through this moment. And you know what? Sometimes enduring pain isn't about being the toughest. It's about being the most stubborn. It's about saying, I refuse to quit. You might be tired, broken, doubting yourself. But if you refuse to quit, if you keep showing up no matter how much it hurts, eventually the pain runs out of ways to break you. Let me give you something powerful. Pain is temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. That workout pain, it goes away. That heartbreak pain, it heals. That failure pain, it fades. But if you quit because of the pain, the regret stays with you forever. Regret is heavier than pain. Regret eats at you in ways pain never will. So when you're hurting, remind yourself, this pain won't last forever, but quitting will. You also endure pain by not walking alone. Sometimes you need someone to remind you who you are. You need that voice that says, don't stop, you've got more in you. Because truth is, the pain feels louder when you're isolated. But with the right people around you, you find strength you didn't even know you had. And if you don't have anyone cheering for you, let me be that voice right now. Don't stop, don't quit. You are stronger than the pain you feel. Here's another thing. Endurance is built like a muscle. The more you push through pain, the stronger you get at handling it. What crushed you last year? Look at you now. You survived. What you thought would break you became the thing that trained you. And every time you endure, you add another layer of armor, another level of strength. So the next time the pain comes, and trust me, it will, don't run, don't collapse, don't give in. Breathe, focus, remember your why, take the next step, and keep telling yourself, this hurts now, but it won't hurt forever. What I gain from this will last longer than the pain itself. And listen closely. Enduring pain doesn't make you weak. It makes you unstoppable. Anybody can smile when it's easy. Anybody can push when it's comfortable. But the real difference, the thing that separates winners from quitters, is the ability to keep going when every part of you is screaming to stop. That's endurance. That's hard. That's the stuff of legends. So endure the pain, not because it's easy, not because it feels good, because it's shaping you into the person you're meant to be. One day, you'll look back at the pain you endured right now and say, that was the moment everything changed. That was the turning point. That was where I found out what I was really made of. And when that day comes, you'll smile through the scars, you'll laugh through the tears, and you'll know with every fiber of your being, the pain was worth it. So you've been through the fire. You've carried the weight. You've cried, you've sweated, you've bled. And somehow, you're still standing. That right there makes you powerful. That right there proves you've got more inside you than you ever realized. But here's the real question. What do you do after the breakthrough? How do you live once you've made it through the pain? Because surviving pain is one thing. Living unbreakable? That's a whole different level. Living unbreakable means you stop seeing yourself as fragile. You stop walking through life afraid of falling apart. You start walking like someone who knows they've already been tested and they passed. It doesn't mean you'll never hurt again. It doesn't mean life won't throw challenges your way. But it means when the storms come, you don't crumble. You don't panic. You remind yourself, I've been through worse and I'm still here. That's the secret. The pain that once tried to destroy you becomes your evidence. It becomes the proof that you can survive, that you can push through, that you're built from something stronger than fear. You don't live scared anymore. You live solid. Living unbreakable also means changing how you respond to problems. Instead of saying, why me? You start saying, try me. You don't waste energy complaining or drowning in self-pity because you know pain is part of the process. You've already seen that pain produces growth. So when it shows up again, you don't see it as punishment. You see it as preparation. You see it as life sharpening your edge, making you tougher, stronger, wiser. And here's the thing. People will notice. When you live unbreakable, your energy shifts. You walk into a room differently. You handle stress differently. Where others panic, you stay calm. Where others quit, you keep moving. And that inspires people. They look at you and think, how are they so strong? But deep down, you know the truth. You didn't just get here. You were forged here. The pain made you. Now let's be real. Living unbreakable doesn't mean you'll never feel weak again. It doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt or fear. You're human. You'll still have moments when life hits hard. But the difference is, those moments don't define you anymore. You've learned how to bend without breaking. You've learned how to fall and still rise. You've learned that your strength isn't about never struggling. It's about never staying down. Think about it like this. Glass breaks when it's hit. But steel? Steel takes the hit, absorbs the pressure, and only gets stronger when tempered by fire. That's you now. You're steel. You've been tempered. You've been shaped. You've been tested. And now you live unbreakable. Living unbreakable also means protecting your mindset. Because here's the truth. Most battles are fought in your head before they ever play out in real life. If you let fear and doubt take over, you've already lost. But if you guard your mind, if you fill it with strength, positivity, faith, and determination, then no matter what comes, you're ready. You train your mind like a muscle. You choose thoughts that build you, not break you. You feed your focus, not your fear. And let me tell you, that mental discipline, that's what keeps you unbreakable long after the pain has passed. Because life isn't about avoiding problems. It's about building yourself into someone who can handle them. And when you live unbreakable, problems don't intimidate you anymore. They remind you who you are. Here's another beautiful part. Living unbreakable makes you dangerous. but in the best way possible. Dangerous to doubt, dangerous to fear, dangerous to every excuse that ever said you weren't enough. Because now, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just exist, you live with fire. And nobody, and I mean nobody, can put out that fire except you. And you won't. Because you come too far, you've seen too much, you've proven too many times that you're stronger than the pain. So now it's time to carry that mindset everywhere you go. Into your work, into your relationships, into your dreams, into every goal you've set. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows, I may bend, but I will not break. I may hurt, but I will not quit. I may struggle, but I will not stop. That's living unbreakable. That's not just surviving, that's conquering. So listen, don't just remember the pain, remember the lessons, remember the strength it gave you, and use it every single day. Because life will test you again. It always does. But this time, you're ready. This time, you know what's inside you. This time, you're not just fighting. You're living proof that no matter what comes, you can't be broken. And when the world looks at you, they won't just see a survivor. They'll see a warrior. They'll see someone unshakable, unstoppable, unbreakable. That's who you are now. That's who you were always meant to be. There's something I need you to understand. You're not alone. Even though it feels that way, you're not. Every single person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, every champion you've ever seen, they all had to push through pain. The difference? They didn't give up. And here's the beauty. Your pain connects you to humanity. Your struggle makes your story real. The things you're fighting right now could be the very thing that inspires someone else. So picture this. Someone out there is waiting for your story, waiting to hear how you fought through the darkness, how you refused to quit, how you kept moving when life tried to break you. So when you feel like you're suffering alone, remember, you're not just fighting for you, you're fighting for everyone who will one day look at your life and say, because they didn't quit, I won't quit. You know what happens when you push through pain over and over again? You become unstoppable. Every time you survive something you thought would break you, you build a layer of armor. Every time you keep going when others quit, you add fire to your soul. Every time you face pain and overcome it, your brain remembers, I can handle this. That's how warriors are made. That's how champions are created. Not because life was easy for them, but because pain tried to stop them and they refused to bow down. Pain is the gym for your soul. Every rep of struggle, every set of heartbreak, every workout of disappointment, it builds you. And when life throws the next battle your way, you'll be ready. Not scared, not weak, ready. So my friend, here's the bottom line. Pain is not your enemy. It's your invitation to rise, to grow, to show the world and yourself what you're really made of. You can quit, you can walk away, you can let pain win. But deep down, you know that's not you. Deep down, you know you were built for more. This is your fight. This is your story. This is the moment you decide that no matter of pain will keep you from becoming everything you're meant to be. So stand tall, breathe deep, and push through. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Because one day, when you look back, you won't remember how much it hurt. You'll only remember that you survived, that you overcame, that you turned your pain into power. Now it's your move. If this hit you, don't just leave it here. Take it with you. Push harder, fight stronger, and when it feels impossible, remember these words. You are stronger than your pain. And if you need a place where people believe in that same fight, stick around. Hit that subscribe button. Join this family of warriors who refuse to quit. Drop a comment and share what pain you're pushing through right now, because your story could be the very thing that inspires someone else to keep fighting. This isn't just another channel. This is your corner, your tribe, a place where excuses die, pain becomes fuel, and average is not enough. So welcome to the movement. Welcome to the fight. Now go, push through, because victory is waiting on the other side.